Hi, hope you're having a nice lunch. You know, over the last couple of weeks, Republicans have really been in a quandary over how to handle the Medicare issue. Congressman Paul Ryan, the head of the House Budget Committee, proposed a budget that basically cuts the federal deficit way, way back over a 10-year period, and over a slightly longer period brings the budget into balance. But it includes, in the 10th year, some changes in the Medicare program that the Democrats claim end Medicare as we know it. And they have a case. What the Ryan proposal is it says that if you're now 55 or under, when you turn 65 and you're eligible for Medicare, instead of the current fee-for-service program, the government will give you a flat amount of money. And with that amount, you go buy insurance. And we hope that just as with the prescription drug benefit, the insurance companies lower the premiums to the amount the government is offering. But there's no guarantee. And in fact, the Congressional Budget Office estimates that by 2030, the average senior citizen is going to have to pay about $7,000 apiece out of pocket for coverage. And it's based on that the Democrats have been claiming that the Republicans are trying to gut Medicare. Now, that caused the Republicans to lose a special election in New York. I know there was a Tea Party candidate who was a phony running, but hey, the Republicans should have walked away with that seat anyway. The reason they didn't was this Medicare argument. The Republicans call it Mediscare, but it's awful effective. So how do we handle that? How do we reduce the deficit, rein in the costs of Medicare, and at the same time not destroy the program? Well, I have a solution. When the governor of Indiana, Mitch Daniels, proposed a program for state employees, to me he came up with the answer. He told the state workers, we'll give you a flat amount, in this case $3,000, to pay for your medical expenses. And if they go beyond that, you pay the first $1,000, you pay 3/4 of the next $1,000, half of the next $1,000, and after that it's on us. We'll pay for it. The state will pay for it. So that you take this system, but you put a safety net under it. You say that if somebody has a catastrophic condition or their coverage is not adequate to cover it, that rather than be destroyed financially themselves and reduced to pauper status, the government will pay for it. But there's a disincentive against overusing the medical care because right as you reach the cap, you're paying for the additional dollar. But if it becomes really hefty, the government picks up the tab. Well, I polled this past weekend on the 18th and 19th of June among Republican primary voters. So how does the base feel about that? Well, first I asked him, what do you think of the Ryan plan to cut everything, reduce the deficit, but leave Social Security alone? And they supported it by 60 to 16. Then I described the Medicare changes in the way I just have with you, and they opposed that by 41 to 43. And most significantly, women opposed it by 28 to 48. They were terribly frightened by it. Then when I described this new alternative, the safety net alternative, voters, you could almost hear them breathe a sigh of relief in the poll, and they said yes by 53 to 29, and women said yes as much as men. So that probably is the answer. And it would defuse the whole Democratic argument that the Republicans are going to eliminate Medicare. So I hope that this idea catches on. I'd urge you to be in touch with people and spread the word. And I hope that it gets introduced in the House. I hope the House passes it. And that's a vote which permits everyone who voted for the Ryan budget without the safety net to get well. And when they go home to run for re-election, to counter those Democratic attack ads that'll run on the subject of Medicare. I think this is a good way out. So thanks very much. Have a nice lunch, and thanks for listening. See you tomorrow.